Writing an icon of the Theotokos.
Session 10. Finally, we get to paint the face with a few more details. So last time we did the eyebrows, the eyes, and the slit of the mouth, but today we're going to try and make her look a little bit more, well, three-dimensional. Make her look a little bit more natural. And there's a lot of stages that we're going to have to do this time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask all of you to paint along with the video. Instead of giving you time at the end of the video where you can catch up, I'm going to ask that all of you keep up with me as I do this longer video. So I'm going to go stage by stage by stage and giving you little tiny things which you'll have, I don't know, 3 or 4, maybe even 5 seconds to do. So you look at the picture, copy what I'm doing, and then be ready for the next part. So, just like last time, I'm going to get out of the way and we'll make the image a lot bigger for you.
So, the first thing that we need to do is to do the nose. There are 3 basic shapes in the nose. And the first one we're going to do is the triangle at the top of the nose. So everyone, dip your paintbrush, put in a simple triangle right in between the 2 eyebrows, right where the etching shows it to you. Okay, now for the next step. It's the ball of the nose. The ball of the nose is that spot on the tip where, where the tip of your nose is. So you're going to color that in with an oval. Again, staying out of the etching, just on the raised part. Finally, the third and last major part of the nose is the bridge, that which leads between that triangle that we did earlier and the circle we did just now. So this part is going to connect the two. And of course, a nose isn't very good if you don't have a nostril. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a little bit of a crescent shape, I suppose, right where the nostril is. Okay, now we're going to focus on the larger side of her face. It's larger because she's turned in a certain direction, so that makes the other side look a little bit smaller. We're going to paint a line under the eye. This is the top of the cheekbone, I guess some people call it. It's actually the eye socket, the edge of the eye socket. Make it stick out a little bit on both sides and go just right underneath the etching. We're going to make a line alongside the nose, but we need to leave a little bit of negative space. Negative space is just a part where you're not painting it. So it's a little bit of the darker color that's left. You'll see that there's a red arrow pointing at negative space, or parts that we don't paint. So the part that we are going to paint is a line that goes alongside the nose, but a little bit further from the etching. Don't go all the way to the nostril, but stop, leaving a little bit of negative space at the bottom as well. This next part is going to be similar to the other one, except we're going to go around the nostril, again leaving a little bit of space. So go ahead. This time you get to go right up to the etching. So we're going to go down the fulcrum, which is that little thing underneath your nose between your lips, and along the top of the top side of the lip. Just follow the picture. Go. Now let's put in the chin. The chin is an oval shape, but don't forget to leave some negative space between the chin and, well, the bottom of the chin. So this is an oval that doesn't go all the way to the bottom. It's right underneath the etching under the lip, but does not go all the way down. This one's going to take a little bit of explaining. Most of the light that shines out of a person, not that light actually shines out of us unless we are full of divine light, but the light shines out on the top part of our face. So we're going to make a circle that basically connects the two ends of the line that we did before. Make this one nice and round, and it goes from the side of the eye all the way down to the lip. And now, to give Mary a little bit of a jaw, we're going to do another circle that meets up with the first circle from the bottom of the part of the chin that we painted all the way to the middle of her cheek. Take a good look at this picture. Great, we're almost ready to fill in the first area, but now let's do a little line that goes along the side of the lip right to the bottom lip and then kind of curves around to the chin. Now above the chin there's a little bit of a dark crescent, so make sure you leave that negative space there. But let's connect the line at the lip all the way down to the chin. There's a little bit of skin that goes under your eye, but is still inside the eye socket. We often think of this as the bags of the eye. We're going to make a little line between the two bottom etchings of the eye. So you're making a little line across there, and make sure you don't paint in the etching. I did mention that we get to fill it all in, and now's the time. You'll get a couple extra seconds for this because there's more painting to do. So fill in all that space. I hope that was enough time for you. If you need to pause and go back to this spot, you can. The next part we're going to do is the upper eyelid. The eyelid goes between where the lashes are. That's the dark brown line, so it goes right up to those. And it only goes part way up to the eyebrow. So I've put an etching line on one side of her one eye, but you'll notice that we get to paint both eyes. Now this again does not go all the way up, so leave that negative space under her eyebrow. Okay, now it's time to focus on the smaller side of her face. Hopefully you got that upper eyelid already. Now we're going to do the bag of the eye and the line underneath the eye socket. Don't go all the way to either side. Leave a little bit of negative space. Similar to before, we're going to do a line that goes down and around the nose, except this time we don't have to make two different lines. We can just make a J-shaped line. Don't forget to leave some negative space between the nose etching and the line that you're about to make. Okay, this time I'm going to give you two different things to do. We're going to widen that J a little bit so that her cheek has a little bit more space. And because I forgot to do a second photo for the lip part, we're going to add two little lines, one on top of her upper lip on this side of the face, and a little spot that basically is where the lower lip and the upper lip connect. Because of the blue inner garment, not much of Mary's forehead is seen, but we do need to have some light on her forehead. Again, we're going to need some negative space above the forehead and a little tiny negative space between the triangle of the nose and the forehead. Now the ear is just a little simple shape. It's kind of like a fishing hook. Go ahead. We're almost done. Now we're going to move to the neck and we're going to paint, well, kind of like a number 7 on its side. We want to leave a little bit of negative space along the trim of her garment and a little bit more negative space between the etching of her chin. And now we're going to be able to fill in that shape, kind of making a trapezoid shape. This is the last part that we're doing in this session, so I'll give you a couple extra seconds and I'll leave a picture of her whole entire face so that if you need to do a few touch-ups, you can. See you in the next session.